It's time for a little exercise I call DM on the spot. I'm going to have a box of random pre-painted miniatures unopened, ready to go. Not sure what we're going to get, although we know the set. So Tyranny of Dragons. Picked these up at my local game store. They had those at pretty much MSRP, so I was a little surprised. These things usually run like a little high because there's dragons usually. So we're gonna see what we get. Basic rules: unopened box. Whatever we get, make a D&D encounter out of it. Hopefully a whole session. Something to get the creative juices going. So let's go. Alright, here we go. Got my unopened box here. My notebook, mouse manual, in case I need to look something up. Let's just rip. See what we get. Now, the whole idea is to use every figure to create a cool encounter or session, and I am immediately quite pleased. Get rid of the box, but that is awesome. This is one of the ones I don't have. This is a silver dragon. That is one of the good aligned dragons, so that might make this exercise kind of difficult. But I'm just always happy when I get a new dragon. That's awesome. I'd hate to open a set called Tyranny of Dragons and open like an ogre. That could be... Ogres are cool and honestly probably more useful than the silver dragon, but there is something about getting a dragon miniature that is just very satisfying, especially when it's one you don't have already. Ooh, and that's a good fit too. Sometimes those things are tough to make work. That is great. Now, luckily, I don't really need to look up stats on silver dragons. Or about Isu, this next little guy. It's like a twig blight. That's cool. It's like a noble, kind of a fighter type guy. And this little guy. This is a Smurf Neblin. These are the deep gnome characters. Alright, now, can't do any cuts. The whole point of this is to have to come up with something on the spot, sort of improv style, as far as a encounter or session that's going on. This one is a little tricky. I think the most straightforward thing we could do is that the party has been recruited to help hunt down the silver dragon by this additional party. Twig blight involved in that party as sort of a like a construct. You could do him as like a wood golem. You could make this guy as an artificer who has, I think one of the branches of artificer gets to make their own little like steel defender type, but you could make it a wood defender. Maybe this silver dragon is corrupted in some way, and so they have turned a bit more towards evil, and they have cursed this artificer that everything he makes is turns to wood. I kind of like that. Okay, so we have a turn to wood, a turn to wood curse on this artificer. And this artificer... Artificer? Definitely not that last one. So we've got Artificer cursed, where everything he makes turns to wood, and a Smurf Devlin who's been hired as a assistant, someone to help take down the silver dragon, and then this corrupted silver dragon. Now a good plot twist on that is that this is not a corrupted silver dragon, it's a perfectly good silver dragon. It's not been you know, not been modified or corrupted at all. He's just used an old magic to curse an evil person. So, twist on that, your artificer who's hired you guys for the job is actually a complete butthole. And was coming over there, maybe trying to steal silver dragon eggs or to raid its hoard or something. And then this guy has used all of his resources, because using his resources to build things is obviously not working out. He just ends up making things made out of wood, which is going to mess with his whole thing. And he really needs to break this curse, so he needs help to kill this silver dragon, who he actually was the one who angered in the first place. So there we go. We've got a couple ways they could end up taking that. They could actually just fight the silver dragon, which the silver dragon are some of the more deadly dragons. Now this is, I think, a large, technically, which by book rules, technically a large silver dragon would be a young silver dragon, so challenge rating 9. Not even getting their legendary actions or anything yet. That could make sense, though, like a younger dragon, not fully into their ultimately principled lawfulness. There could be just a lawfulness in a sense of trying to create justice, and maybe a slightly twisted sense of justice, and putting a curse on this person. You know, lots of story ideas we can go to branch out from there. But we got our base encounter to figure out. So that's not too bad. That was a pretty good DM on the spot there. Smurf Neblin, hired by this guy, whose constructs are all turning to wood because of the curse from the silver dragon. Alright, I thought I would expand a little on the adventure that I've got for this. So, begins with this human artificer, Arturius Philanthropus. It's a chosen last name, but entirely appropriate, I assure you. I was off doing some adventuring, looking for the final resting place of a member of the Thieves Guild, technically, but a renowned adventurer who was well known for taking vast hoards of wealth from wealthy evildoers and giving it out to poor children in the streets, and died mysteriously in a mountain expedition a few years back. And when I got up there, I found a silver dragon. Now, knowing silver dragons to be good and honorable creatures, I simply approached and asked about the final resting place of a former colleague, and this dragon went nuts. It attacked me, it killed the rest of my party. They were lower level adventurers, I assure you. But nevertheless, it just ruthlessly attacked without even a second word. And then I was lucky to get out of there, but as I left it, it went mad. I could see shadows in its eyes, and as it cursed me for all the rest of my days until the end of his, to turn all of my wondrous inventions to wood that will rot and crumble like any other simple carving from a common folk. This cannot stand. This dragon has clearly been corrupted. We must go and either cleanse it if we can, but ultimately remove this evil from the world. And we've got our Smurf Neblin guy who goes, yeah, my name's Smark. I'm gonna try to let this guy not die, and then he will pay me. And if you're smart, all of you are gonna have the same kind of relationship on that. Yes, quite, Smark. Now, as I said, I'm looking mostly for the remains of a former adventurer. Now, we just gotta get this. Yeah, quiet now, Smark. I'll explain the rest. I have since gone on to donjon.com and just punched in the random level, or the level of the encounter, which a young silver dragon would be challenge rating 9, and we would possibly need to scale the encounter with the artificer if they're gonna fight the artificer, it turns out, to kind of match. But a challenge rating 9 encounter, so the dragon's hoard includes tons of gems and gold, obviously, but then the random items that I came out with were Cave of Mountback, a glamored studded leather set, and Wings of Flying. Now, the idea is that these magic items are from this character that this guy's looking for. So I would probably change either the Wings of Flying to Boots of Flying, or I could make that Cave of Mountback like Boots of Mountback. I think it's something that lets you do a dimension door, so that would work fine as boots. But, and I think I also had like an Ioun Stone or something. Ioun Stone of Sustenance on there. So I would say that when they get up there, the Ioun Stone is attuned on the dragon, a little gem floating over its head, and that could be a little sort of red herring of like, it must be that gem that's giving it this curse, and so the players might, mistakenly have to fight this dragon. And then just a cool little horde of magic gear and whatnot. On this thing. Now, of course, this guy's true motivations are that he just wants the magic gear of a well-known thief adventurer that went up to try to steal from the dragon's hoard. But yeah, I think we got some cool notes. This is lining up to be a super fun night. So probably would have to make some encounters for the trek up to the mountain to wherever this silver dragon's hanging out. But it could make for a cool night. Okay, with that, we're gonna call that good. Want you guys to give one of these a try. Pick up one of these packs of random figures at your local game store and crack it open and see what you can come up with. It should be fun. Just put it as DM on the spot. Tag me on it if you can at Gandhi Gun Gaming on Twitter, and I'd love to check it out. All right, you have a good night.